If you knew what they said about you behind closed doors, if you knew how often it's just...
Girl, did Nicki Minaj just accuse Young Miami and JT of trying to jump her? So it looks like Nicki Minaj's beef with JT is spiraling out of control because Young Miami just inserted herself in the beef, and Nicki Minaj just called them out, allegedly accusing them of plotting to jump her. See, fans got to know about Nicki Minaj and JT's beef a few days ago when she went on a blocking spree on Twitter, blocking any barbs who were promoting JT's latest mixtape. Nicki Minaj's relationship with JT was one of those friendships that a lot of people gave the side eye because JT was never a fan of Nicki Minaj. Neither did she love her. And there's this video of her freestyling about how much she doesn't love Nicki. What makes this thing crazier was the video was made way before she became famous. So y'all know the dislike was real.
I'm beefing with Nicki, but I ain't no f***ing Remy. I got that Remy in my house, and you know I got plenty. This ain't Brazilian, this that upscale shit. I got your and he love it cause I'm that. Why you?
Shortly after Young Miami and JT became famous, JT was arrested for fraud-related offenses and got locked up. While she was locked up, Young Miami carried the group on her back and began performing their songs alone, granting interviews and pushing the team alone. In an interview at the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne Tha God asked Young Miami if the City Girls would ever work with Nicki Minaj, and this was what she said.
I just rather stay away from that question. Like, I don't want to get into that, but I am Team Cardi. City Girls is Team Cardi. Cardi support the City Girls.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to ask. He don't have to ask. We'll just wake up and it's a tweet about the City Girls. Like, she really loves City Girls. She support the City Girls. Like,
Nicki Minaj was on the Morning Hustle radio show with Headcrack and Lore, and she was asked if she would ever jump on a song with the City Girls, and this was what she said.
The other day, there is a group that they have over there that keeps mentioning your name because they want to do a song with you. Would you do a record with the City Girls?
I don't know. What I will say is that a few years ago, I saw a video of them, and I asked someone on their team at that time, I asked someone about them. Like, oh my God, I heard da, and I saw this video, and that's cute, Dad. Like, I was thinking about jumping on a record, one of their records that was out at that time. And then social media happened. You know what I'm saying? Social media happened with when, people will say things about someone, like an artist, whether they tweet it or say it, or whether they get pulled, whether it gets pulled out of them in an interview or something like that. And the thing is, whenever you post something on the internet, it's there forever.
Yeah.
But it's about, why would I work with somebody that doesn't like me?
Hours after clips from Nicki's interview with Headcrack and Laurel on the Morning Hustle radio show went viral, Nicki tweeted that she had a conversation with JT and Karacia, squashing the beef, and was ready to move on. She said, "I just had a great convo with JT and Young Miami. Let's move on and make new memories, y'all." JT quoted the tweet saying, "Sag sister, thank you for your time and your advice. A true queen, love you." Miami also quoted Nicki's tweet saying, "Queen Tings." Nicki Minaj and the City Girls ended the beef they had, and along the line, the City Girls went solo, but Nicki still had a close relationship with JT and featured her on the remix of Super Freaky Girl. Earlier this year, JT showed her support towards Nicki and tweeted, "I salute Nicki Minaj for not tapping out and still dropping music knowing it's so many odds against her. It's big money to end Nicki, but it's a bigger God. Keep being you. Your legacy will never be undone. I love you." But a few months ago, Nicki Minaj posted this cryptic message on Twitter. She said, "Today I learned a life lesson that I, for some reason, seem to keep needing to learn again and again." She then quoted the tweet and said, "Stop being so quick to try to help people." It was clear Nicki was feeling betrayed, and a fan quoted the tweet saying, "I'm such a giving person. I've literally been telling myself this the entire year. People are either ungrateful or leeches, users, or never there when you need help." Nicki replied, "They also tend to treat the PPL who'd never really help them, who look down on them, who treat them like dog. like kings and queens. That's who they revere. Once you become accessible to them, they forget that it's an actual blessing from the heavens that you're in their life. She also tweeted, the PPL who wouldn't spit on them if they were on fire. So while fans were trying to make meaning of the cryptic tweets and find out who betrayed Nicki, a source close to Nicki revealed that the tweets were directed towards JT, and Nicki found out that JT was not loyal to her behind her back and has been spreading saying some uncomfortable things behind her back, including how she thinks Cardi B is a better rapper than Nicki. The source also revealed that the reason JT got so close to Nicki was to get support from the Barbs while she grew her fan base since she already went solo. So, a few days ago, Nicki Minaj was live on Stationhead where alerted the Barbs that she had a beef going on with JT and the Barbs should stop supporting her latest mixtape. Nicki went far to blocking some of her fans who were showing love to JT and Girl. Nicki blocking her fans meant things were messier than what we think.
Please question why a person goes from liking you to hating/obsessing, but you also have to question why a person would go from unliking you to loving you. Well, looks like I found out some things. And honey child, we about to have a story time. A story time. Well, once upon a time, there lived a person. The person we will call Person. The best way to describe a lot of these people, not necessarily one person in the story. Let's put all the persons together.
Now, one thing about Nicki Minaj is she encourages her fans to support who she ever is cool with. We saw her encourage her fans to show support to Ice Spice, who she is close to. But then it looks like the City Girls are back together to fight one common enemy. And while Nicki truly loved them, it looks like the only reason JT and Young Miami settled with Nicki Minaj was for business and to get a feature, not necessarily because they loved her. Well, inside sources are reporting that Young Miami involved herself in the beef, and not only has she sent strong words to Nicki, the source alleged that JT and Young Miami teamed up and they made attempts to jump Nicki at the parking lot of an event they attended. Well, Nicki Minaj isn't letting it slide because sources close to Nicki Minaj reported that Nicki sent strong words to JT and Young Miami, saying if they ever try making a move on her, she was going to unleash the Barbs on them. And I'm not gonna lie, we know what the Barbs are capable of doing. They stand 10 toes behind Nicki Minaj and are ready to do anything for their queen. We saw how they attempted to descarar the grave of Megan Thee Stallion's mom after Nicki allegedly gave the orders, so I feel JT and Young Miami should take it easy. News of JT and Young Miami trying to jump Nicki Minaj had fans talking, and they left comments saying, I don't feel sorry for JT, she didn't forgive her for real. You thought you was gonna personally attack that lady for no reason, then say sorry. No ma'am, you was a grown mean adult talking and you should have stood on business. Me personally, I'm not listening to City Cinderella BC. To me, JT is a user. Soon as Nicki takes her fans back, she's toast. Why does it seem like Nicki has this same narrative for every female rapper? Maybe she is the true problem. Nicki needs to face the fact that these females are not gonna kiss her ass. So do you think JT and Young Miami were really trying to jump Nicki Minaj? Or do you think there's more to this story than what is being reported? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out this next story.